I'm all for the WWE doing everything they can to make money and make a profit within realistic means. Or a business, ultimately the name of the game is to make money. But as you might have seen this Monday on Raw, apparently they've got a new sponsor, and they made sure you knew all about it. And this was not just some regular product placement like they've done in the past with the Subways of the world or like they're doing now with Mountain Dew. This was an overt, just flat out, bam, smack dab, in your freaking face, left to right, down your throat, straight up your arse type of product placement. They wrote it into the freaking show. They made it a part of the show, and basically what it tells me is that the WWE loves kids, ... to drink alcohol. How freaking ridiculous and hypocritical is it that the WWE, a company that goes way out of their way, bends over backwards to tell everybody how kid-friendly their product is, how family-friendly their product is. That's the BS reasoning we are given for John Cena to continuously be pounded down our throat month after month and year after year. That's the reason we're given for this, and that's the reason that we're given for that. But when all is said and done, and it comes to getting advertisers, you're okay with taking money from a company to endorse and promote an alcoholic beverage. Now, this is not the WWE of, let's say, 10 or 15 years ago that was geared towards the testosterone-driven male 18 to 34 or 39 demographic, where you had a top guy like Stone Cold Steve Austin drinking beers and you were doing all types of crazy off-the-wall and risque type things. This is supposed to be the button-down, responsible, good message delivering, wholesome, family-friendly, entertaining product of the WWE today. Hence why their television rating is PG. They did this in part because it was supposed to be a way to get more kid and family-friendly sponsors and potentially some high-end sponsors and advertisers to come in and work with the WWE, so that way the WWE could open up some new revenue streams. But isn't it funny? All of a sudden now you find out the news that WWE's 2014 fiscal year isn't going all that swimmingly. They're looking at potentially losing $20 million in large part because of the WWE network. Now they're desperately grabbing for anything they can. They're making cuts all over the place. All the while they're finding all these different ways to bring in advertisers and, you know, product placements with the Mountain Dews of the world and the Subways of the world. And now here, when they need a buck, they have no problem throwing that family and kid-friendly bullshit out the freaking window and onto the cement pavement 10 stories below because Twisted Tea is giving us money. Let's support this alcoholic beverage. Imagine if you're sitting there and this is supposed to be a family-friendly, kid-friendly PG product. And you're sitting there with your kids. Maybe they're 6 and they're 4, and they're rocking their stupid Cena crap. And you're sitting there and telling them this is good, wholesome, family, fun entertainment that all of us can enjoy. And then here you go. Here's Adam Rose and Santino Marella sitting there and celebrating, talking about drinking Twisted Tea. This reeks of hypocrisy of the highest order if I've ever seen it. WWE, make up your freaking mind who and what you are. If you are going to be a PG family-friendly product, then you need to be a PG family-friendly product up to and including the advertisers and sponsors that you work with. You can't sit there and try to play to this fence here and then try and go to the other side of the fence when it comes to the money. You make up your mind. It's one or the other. How can you sit there and tell me that advertising Twisted Tea is freaking family-friendly in any way, shape, or form? You know what? Here we go. I'll offer the WWE $100 to run a 15-second product placement spot, and I'm going to name myself Smokey McPot and my marijuana Happy Times Farm. Oh, but that would be a problem. That wouldn't be kid-friendly. That would be illegal. Even though alcohol is more chemically dangerous to the human body and leads to much more deaths in this country and around the world every single year than marijuana could ever hope and dream to do. WWE. If you're going to be PG, if you're going to be family-friendly, you're going to be kid-friendly, then you need to do it all the way. If you're going to sit there and say this, but then when it comes time for money, you know, you're going to forget all that bullshit and take it from wherever you can get it, you're totally contradicting yourself and you're confusing yourself and everybody watching the product. You know, now if I sit there and I see, hey, they're advertising alcoholic beverages, I'll expect to see some cussing. I'll expect to see some more sexual storylines. I'll expect to see some blood and freaking steel cage and Hell in a Cell matches. Oh, but those are still no-nos. You know, you got guys sitting there and fighting. You know, kids aren't stupid. And at some point in time, you would have to expect they would understand that much fighting, eventually, realistically, you would expect some swelling and or bleeding occasionally in matches. But that's a boo-boo. That's a bad thing. And we frown upon that because we're kid-friendly, by God, and we are a family-friendly product. Just make sure you drink your twisted tea. Like I said, WWE loves kids, to drink alcohol. Period.